Welcome to Jesus Yoga. Today's practice will be to find balance and really a balancing practice. So let's start with the invocation, with the Jesus prayer that I encourage you to use through the entire practice. Concentrate on the breath and maybe using the Jesus prayer. And as more you practice this practice, as you know more about the practice, how it works, then you can use it even more and dive deeper in and calm yourself even more and have a deeper practice. So let's start with the invocation. Domine Jesu Christe, miserere mei. 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 So let's start the practice. We will start the practice by finding our balance, by finding our stabilizer, and that is through feeling grounded. It's almost like a tree. You grow taller up here and wider and have more room to move and expand, but your feet are like having roots down into the earth and really feeling grounded. And from this groundedness, there you can find the balance. And it is on the mat as well as off the mat. What are you grounded in? Is your ground God and trusting Him? Or is it things that will slip away, like building your house on sand? So let's stand up really tall. Feet are together, standing up tall, growing even taller and bigger, really stretching the neck. Shoulders are back and relaxed, and you can move your head a little bit to make sure it is relaxed. Relax your jaw, straighten your fingers and arms. And we're going to move our weight onto the toes, so we'll move forward and feel all the weight onto your toes. Great. Now shift your weight back and feel your weight all the way on your heels. You can even lift your toes and feel your weight on your heels. Then come into the middle and shift your weight to the left side. Still standing up straight, still growing taller, and moving all the way to the right. Breathing deeply, don't forget, and shifting the weight now onto all four corners of your feet. You have felt your weight on your toes, on your heels, on your sides. Now really find the middle ground to stand up tall and feeling grounded. And from here we inhale, raising up our arms, lifting up tall, feeling grounded and rooted and growing tall up here, breathing. And on the exhale, we dive down. Still our feet are completely grounded. We inhale and look up, and we exhale, we step back. And coming down into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for a minute. Now feeling grounded again. Feel that your feet are grounding you and your hands are helping you to feel grounded. Breathing deeply. Now step your right leg to the front and come into a warrior one. Lifting up your arms, maybe lifting your gaze and feeling strongly rooted down. Inhaling and exhaling, growing taller up here and going deeper into the pose. feeling grounded. Now we go into Warrior Two. Going a little deeper, make sure you're rooting down your tailbone and you're sucking in your belly. Finding space, really growing tall and stretching out further, feeling grounded through your feet. Inhaling and exhaling. And shifting all the way back onto your back leg. Now make sure your chest grows even taller here, so you're not bending down, but you're actually opening up, finding space. Feeling grounded. You should feel the back leg really rooting you down, and also the front leg. Raising up yourself again to Warrior Two. And shifting your weight so you're looking forward. You can place your knee down. You can try to get your upper arm over your knee. And here you can twist above the belly button, breathing deeply. Again, the front leg is really rooted down. You should feel your front leg, the knee and the back toes on the mat. Now, if you feel really stable here, you can rise up and really come onto your tippy toes. The weight should be evenly distributed between those two legs. If you can't hold the pose, put down your knee. Now you can come into a flyaway, opening up even further, breathing deeply. Through the breath, you will calm your mind. Staying here, balancing, focusing, and slowly coming down. Getting your knee down if you haven't lowered it yet. And then you rise up into Warrior One again. Staying here for one more second. And then diving down. Coming through Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Into a downward facing dog. Now left leg to the front, coming to Warrior One. Really feeling your legs rooted down. Both hips should be looking forward. That's why I shift my leg a little bit in an angle, so I can actually shift both of my hip bones better forward. Feeling grounded, feeling deeply rooted, breathing deeply and growing taller. Now opening up into Warrior Two. Now I shift my foot, I turn it a little bit around. Feeling strong and tall. Here it's rooted and I'm really coming down into the pose. Tailbone is facing down and my core is activated. Stretching out my arms and looking over my hand. Strong warrior. Feeling rooted. Now if somebody would come and try to push you over, you should be so rooted that you won't fall. Inhale, shifting the weight back, make sure to stay open. Open with your chest. Not this, but it's this, opening up. Feeling grounded and rooted. Breathing and growing taller. Coming forward, getting your knee down, and getting your forearm behind your knee, getting both palms together and shifting your weight. twisting above the navel, rising taller, rising up. Both legs should be deeply grounded here. You should feel it. Even the back toes on the mat, finding the balance here. Now if you're stable, come up, and sometimes I lose my balance as well. That's normal. Now make sure to be grounded with the front leg, the back leg, and twist. If you can, looking up. And maybe have a flyway arms opening up even more. Hold the pose or place your knee down if you cannot hold it. Now, placing your knee down again and coming up, rising into Warrior One. Rising taller. Feeling deeply rooted. And coming through Chaturanga Dandasana all the way down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stay here. Again, feeling grounded. Your feet are down. Your hands are grounding you. Breathing deeply. From the downward facing dog, shift your weight all the way to the front so you're really grounded with your arms and you're lifting your belly up. And now you can step forward. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, shifting all your weight down, folding forward. Inhale, rising tall, and again feeling rooted. Exhale, and you come down. Now we'll turn around so you can see me better. In the next pose, we're gonna just try to find our balance by turning your knee outward and just placing the tip of the toe onto the floor. So you're grounded actually now with one leg. Finding the balance, breathing deeply. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling, really letting it be a flow. Now you can see either you stay here or you move your leg up, maybe below your knee or by your knee. And you can put your hand in front of your heart, your chest, growing taller. Now a tree is rooted, but sometimes you see the top shifting with the wind because it's flexible even though it's rooted down. And that's normal, that your balance is never stagnant or stiff. Now if you can go even further, you can get your knee or your foot all the way up. Your upper leg, staying here. Being focused and grounded, growing taller with your chest, your shoulders are down and relaxed. And your jaw is relaxed. If you can move your arms up and staying here, holding the balance, finding deeply rooted on one leg. And we're going to come out of this pose really slowly. Try not to fall out of it. Again, lowering your hands down in front of your chest. And then slowly coming down, rooting down the other leg. Now it's going to be the other side. Shifting your weight onto your right side, getting the tippy toes onto the floor, shifting the knee outward. This is a rotation up in the hip that you open up. Now, you either stay here you can stay here the entire time, finding your ground, really focusing on one spot, something that is stable, maybe a chair or a spot on the floor or on the wall, something that keeps you focused. Now you can raise your foot all the way up, maybe towards your knee or below. Again, rooting down to the right leg. Maybe raising your leg even higher. Hands in front of your chest. Breathing deeply. Finding peace in the pose. And raising up your arms if you can. Growing taller and rooting down at the same time. Slowly lowering your arms down and slowly coming out of the pose. Both feet are rooting down. Nice. Now we come into the next pose. Shifting your weight onto your left leg again. You're going to raise up your knee. This is a great place to stay for people that are not as flexible and really balance is a challenge maybe for you. Stay here. We have days where balance is the challenge. You can either stay here or you can actually grab your toe and stretch your leg forward. Stay here. Breathing deeply, maybe even coming forward with your upper body, but it's not necessary. Breathing deeply. And holding that leg for a minute. Hold it. Finding the peace, the balance, grow taller and lowering it down. Shifting to the other side, raising up your knee. Calming your breath, staying here the entire time or grabbing your toe, growing tall and moving forward. Either staying here or coming forward. Deeply breathing. Rooting down your leg. Accepting the changes that come, the shifts. Coming up. Holding your leg. Breathing deeply. Rooting down. Using your core and lowering your leg down. Nice. Now, again, if you needed your knee, use your knee. We're going to rise up. And then for the people that use their knee, they're just going to come to the side like this. If you could grab your toe, you grab your toe and shift the weight to the side with your leg, and you can either look forward, which is a little easier, or look to the side. Breathing, growing taller, and at the same time rooting down. Shifting the weight, foot comes forward and slowly coming down. Try not to come down abruptly, but finding the peace and the balance. To the other leg, you either grab your knee and then shift it to the side and hold it here. Might be perfect. If you can't do it, then just shift your leg again and stay here. Otherwise, you grab your toe, holding it, shifting the weight to the side, looking forward or over your shoulder. Breathing deeply. Forward, slowly coming down. Nice. We're gonna relax those legs for a minute. Turn around and do one sun salutation to really shift the energy and feel better afterwards. Really stretch out. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, diving down. Inhaling, looking forward. Now you can step or hop back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Into a downward facing dog. We stay here. Again, rooting down with your hands, really spreading your hands. Your middle fingers should be facing forward. Now we're gonna try to raise our leg up. Make sure not to open up your hip yet. Just raise up your leg, keeping the hip down and holding the balance here. Now you can open up your hip and raise your leg a little higher. Make sure to be stable on your hands and to stay in the downward facing dog with your upper body. You can open up your hip if it feels right and get your leg a little back. And coming up with the leg and slowly rooting it down again. Shifting the weight to the right side, lifting the left leg. Again, make sure to keep your hip evenly. So no opening of the hip yet. Breathing deeply, and if you're sliding like me, just make sure you stay grounded with your hands. Open up your hip now. Stretching up even taller, growing taller, as if your leg wants to touch the ceiling. And opening up your hip. Again, coming up, rooting your foot down. Now coming onto knees, hands, either the chin or the forehead. Stay here for a minute. And then sliding through into just a little cobra. Staying here for a minute. And shifting the weight back. Come again into a downward facing dog. Look forward now. Step forward or hop. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, folding all the way down. Inhale, rising up. Growing tall. Exhale, moving down. I'm going to turn around again so you can see me. We're going to place our knee across, our leg across the knee, like so. And then bending your knee and coming into almost like a chair pose with one leg. You can stay here or stay there, or you can come into half lotus if you can, and actually come around and maybe try to grab your big toe here and then come all the way down. balance is ever changing, it's ever shifting, it's never stagnant. It's like a flow in itself. Still try to be rooted in finding the space of being rooted. Now you either have your leg in half lotus or you have it right here on top of the knee. It doesn't matter. You can place both hands down, if you can, and then shift your weight back and lifting your heel and rising. Now the weight should be onto your toe. You can see if you can find the balance here. Getting your hands down, rising up again. And then placing your hands onto your hips and slowly rising up. Grounding down again. Let's see the other leg. You might have more balance in one leg than the other. That's also normal. Now you either place your foot on your knee and you do everything from here, coming down into your knee, and maybe placing your hand in front of your chest, staying here, and then you can lower from here down, or you can rise up in half lotus. Maybe do the bind of holding your foot and coming down. Breathing deeply. Focusing. Finding stillness in the ever-changing. On the mat and off the mat, but staying rooted. Now, place both hands down, you can look forward, and then shift your weight back, your heel off the ground. Now, you either stay here, it's plenty, it's enough. I don't even know if I can hold my balance today. You can raise your hands up and stay here, staying rooted. Placing your hands down, slowly coming up. Placing your hands onto your hip. Now the foot really has to be grounded now to be able to hold the balance. And then rising up and coming down. Nice. Raising your hands up, growing tall, exhaling all the way down. Inhaling, looking up, and exhaling through Chaturanga Dandasana. Outward facing dog, and into a downward facing dog. Again, looking forward. Stepping forward, rising and exhaling. Holding forward. Inhale all the way up, growing tall. And exhale, coming down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, moving down. Inhale. Lifting your chest, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Nice opening up the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Placing down your knee, chest and chin. Placing it down for a minute. Staying here, lifting up your core, your belly. Gliding through into a cobra. And binding behind your back, coming into Shalavasana, rising up your legs and really stretching your legs away. It's almost like your chest wants to move forward and your hands draw you back and your feet want to really touch the wall behind you. Breathing deeply, again finding the balance. And placing your head down for a minute. Now coming to Dhanurasana, grabbing, holding your ankles, opening up your chest, really relax your shoulders, your toes should be touching. Inhale and shifting up, rising up. Again, it's the feet want to kick up and grow to the ceiling and your chest wants to rise forward. Hold it, find the balance. Coming down, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Placing down your knees, child's pose. Coming forward and coming to a cat-cow kind of finish. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Last time, exhale. Shifting your weight back one more time. Getting the spine to stretch, to elongate. And rising up. And come into a laying down position, using your core, rounding your back, and slowly using your core muscles that you have used also for the balance poses, slowly coming down, grabbing your knees into the chest, your arms out to the side. We'll do one more twist. Placing the feet down to the right. Make sure your upper body is kind of like one line. Now you can check on that. You can also look to the other side, away from the knees, if that feels good. Using your core, lifting up your legs, keeping your knees and your heels together slowly. And again, slowly lowering your legs down to the other side. Make sure it's in one line, otherwise you shift the hips over just a little bit. Looking to the right. Raising up your legs, hugging your legs into your chest, maybe raising your head if that feels appropriate. And then coming to Shavasana, laying down, relaxing. Letting everything go. Now, if you want to stay longer in Shavasana, take your time. As much as you want to and need or have time. Otherwise, you stretch up with me, really tall, getting tall. To the side, the arms, hugging in your knees one more time into the chest. And either rolling onto your side or, like I do, I love shifting my weight back and forth. For a few moments. Really rounding the back. And this should never be painful. It should feel good. And coming to the front. One leg in front of the other, and we shift one more time like cat cow. Forward the chest, and when we move back, we round the back. Opening up really the hip. Relaxing it. It's a nice way to finish. And other side. Inhale to the front, exhale to the back. Inhale front, exhale back. Inhale to the front, exhale back, and now really growing tall. Stretching up, making your back really tall, growing taller. And exhale. Let's close the practice with the Jesus prayer. Inhale. Domine Jesu Christe, miserere mei. 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 Thank you for practicing with me, hopefully feeling balanced and grounded.